All right, this is a video on Fortigate ADVPN and how auxiliary session will drop traffic in certain failure scenarios, so don't use it. Let's talk about our quick architecture we have. All right, this is a dual hub ADVPN. So we've got hub 1, hub 2, got our internet connections. We've got 2 ISPs going to the internet. We have our branch 1 and our branch 2, also with 2 ISPs. What we're going to do is show what's happening here. So if we go look at our config or our show system settings, we can see we have auxiliary sessions enabled. We've got that both on branch 1, which is called AAA on the left, and on BBB on the right. So what we're going to do, we have a little host sitting down here, and we have a host sitting down here. We're going to have the hosts ping each other. So from this side, we're going to ping to the right. On this side, we're going to ping to the left. Let's get just one ping going. We're going to stop that side. So what do we see? We see that the path from the A side to the B side is taking our shortcut tunnels. And from the B side returning is also taking our shortcut tunnels. Let's stop this one. And let's get only this one going. Same here. We're using our shortcut tunnels and our shortcut tunnels. We are using this path. This path here has about 5 milliseconds of latency. This path here has about 44 milliseconds of latency. So let's do a scenario. Let's basically make this path go out of SLA. So let's add some latency to that path. Let's take that latency, let's say up to, let's take that latency up to, let's do about 150 milliseconds. All right, we got that latency bump up to 150 milliseconds. The Fortigate should realize that is out of SLA. It should then go over the parent tunnel and build, which it does here. It goes over the parent tunnel right here, and then it builds a new shortcut tunnel going over the secondary path, path number 2, as we can see. Now on the B side, since the B side is healthy, right, it's doing its health checks up to hub 1 and its health checks up to hub 2, it's using its primary path, and we're just doing some cross overlay traffic. So everything works there, and everything works there. Everything going over shortcut tunnels, right, with the underscores. That looks fine. Here's a question. What happens if we lose this path? If this path either gets shut down, we have an ISP issue, or the latency is too high? Well, in that case, every single path out of the A side is going to be dirty. It's going to be out of SLA. So let's do that. Just increase the latency to about 400 milliseconds. And we see something very interesting, and this is because of auxiliary session. We're going to let it just settle here for a little bit. But let's stop this session here on the right side. So what do we see? Well, we see that the A side is completely out of SLA. If we go look at our SLAs, everything is above 100 milliseconds everywhere. So every single path is out of SLA. So what does the A side do? The A side says, well, everything's out of SLA. I'm just going to use my best path, which is the shortcut path. We come over here on the B side. Now B side is responding to the traffic. What is the B side doing? Let's go look at its SLAs. On its SLAs, it's saying the shortcut paths are above 100 milliseconds. So the shortcut paths are out of SLA, but my paths to my parent, which goes up to the hub, are within SLA. So what's happening here, I'm just going to stop this capture so you can see it. Packets are coming inbound on the shortcut path, but the return traffic is going back to the parent. So the path is asymmetric. Once the packet gets up to the parent, which is the hub, so traffic, let me change the color here. Traffic is going B-side, actually right here, B-side path 1 over the shortcut tunnel to, I'm sorry, it's coming A-side path 1, shortcut tunnel to B-side path number 1, coming in. But the return traffic is coming up here to the hub, and the hub's dropping it because there's no session. The reason it's doing that is because this, with auxiliary session enabled, the session was marked dirty. Once this session is marked dirty, the Fortigate then, which is this Fortigate, determines that it's going to use an auxiliary session. And it drops the traffic because the auxiliary session is, guess what? Over the parent. We don't want that to happen. Auxiliary session is hurting us here. What we want is that packet to go back to the CPU and determine what the best path is, which should be the shortcut. So I'm going to get both pings going here. I'm going to disable auxiliary session. And let's see what happens. Immediately, traffic starts working. Let's let it settle though. Let's see what happens in the long term. I'm going to stop this side and let's look at the packet capture. So what's happening now is the packet is still, I'm going to change my color again. Let's go to green. The packet is going out, right? Everything is out of SLA on the A side. So the packet is going out path 1 shortcut. It comes over here and it's returning on path 1 shortcut, right? The auxiliary session is no longer enabled, so it's not affecting, it's not dirtying that session and making it use an auxiliary session. It is finding that the best path back is that same exact tunnel, even though it's out of SLA. So let's stop this one and let's look at this side. Let's get this going. What happens here? Well, right here, we're initiating the traffic from the B side. So let's change the color again. Let's go blue. We're initiating the traffic from the B side. The B side realizes that all SLAs are out of SLA. So the B side is sending it up to the hub, coming back down, and it's going to the A side. Where the A side sees that that is the session coming in back to the hub, which is the parent session, and it's going symmetrically back that same direction. So we no longer have that asymmetric path, which is what the auxiliary session was causing, and we're no longer dropping the packets. That is why auxiliary session, although it keeps things in hardware the entire time, it doesn't punt it to the CPU and then go back into the hardware. It is a bad situation for ADVPN. For ADVPN, we want auxiliary session disabled.